Yo, Taka here. I hope you're feeling the magic in the air because today we'll be studying how to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in Japanese. Let's start with Merry Christmas because it comes before the New Year, but also because it's way easier. It's just like in English, but with a Japanese accent. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Don't forget to stretch the D. It's not merry like in English, it's Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Why isn't there a more local way to say it? Well, the traditional Japanese religions are Shinto and Buddhism, but it actually doesn't really matter because Christmas was imported more like a cultural holiday rather than a religious one. And in Western countries, we see it more as a time spent with family, but in Japan, it's closer to Valentine's Day. It's a romantic time with your lover, walking around markets and enjoying the decorations. Now, for Happy New Year, there are different ways to say it depending on the context. First of all, you'll have to ask yourself, is it already the new year or the end of the previous one? So let's say it's mid-December and it's the last time you see your colleagues or classmates. Then you'll say, Yoi otoshi o omukae kudasai. Yoi otoshi o omukae kudasai. Alright, let's break it down. So first we have yoi. 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 And it means to be good. Then we have otoshi. So here, o is the honorific prefix and it shows respect to the person you're speaking to, but also to the word it precedes. In this case, it's toshi. Toshi, which means year. Omukae, so again there is the honorific o, omukae. Mukae means to welcome. And finally we have kudasai, 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 which could be translated to please. Yoi otoshi o omukae kudasai. Literally, please welcome a good year. Now, because this sentence is pretty long, you could shorten it to yoi otoshi o, yoi otoshi o, yoi otoshi o. In a more colloquial context, you could say mata rainen, mata rainen, mata rainen. Mata means again. Rainen means next year, so see you next year. Now, time goes by, and after the countdown, what you're going to be saying will be different. It's Shinnen akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. Shinnen akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. Shinnen akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. Let's break it down. So first we have Shinnen. Shin means new, and nen means year. So together, the new year, Shinnen. If you paid attention to the previous expression, we said toshi for a year. But if you look closely at the character, it's the same for toshi and nen. That's because in Japanese, what we call kanji, or literally Chinese characters, often have a way of reading imported from China called Onyomi, and the traditional way of saying the word that was associated to the character for its meaning. We call that way of reading Kunyomi, which is why reading Japanese is often more tricky than reading Chinese, where one character is almost always associated with one way of reading it. So the Kunyomi of this character is toshi, and the Onyomi is nen, which is still very close to the Mandarin yen. Then we have akemashite, akemashite, akemashite. So akeru means to open, but this specific character means the dawn. As you can see, it's composed of the character for day or sun, depending on the context, and the character for moon. So when the sun and the moon meet, it's the dawn. Omedetou gozaimasu. Omedetou gozaimasu. So here you have to be careful with stretching the to. So I know it's to, but in Japanese, when we read it, it's going to be a long to. Omedetou gozaimasu. Omedetou gozaimasu. Gozaimasu literally means there is in a polite sense, but here let's just say that it's a polite ending. But don't forget that it's always better to be too polite than not polite enough. If you do, the worst thing that can happen to you is people will chuckle and make fun of you in a friendly way. The best case scenario, which is more likely to happen, is people being impressed by your manners. Omedetou means congratulations. We would use it for anything that deserves it. Wedding, graduation ceremony, but also birthdays. So literally, Shinnen akemashite omedetou gozaimasu means congratulations on opening the new year. Now, obviously it's pretty long, but keep in mind that in Japanese, the longer it is, the more polite and formal it's going to be. However, when the context makes it obvious, some words can be skipped. It's the case for Shinnen. So more naturally, most people will just say akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. You could also say Shinnen omedetou gozaimasu. Shinnen omedetou gozaimasu, which literally means congratulations on the new year. But when speaking, I would feel more natural saying akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. Now I said that gozaimasu is the polite ending, so you could sound more informal by skipping it. Shinnen omedetou. But with friends or people younger than you could also say akeome, 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 which is basically taking the two first syllables of akemashite and the two first syllables of omedetou and put them together. Akeome. And as opposed to yoi otoshi o, akeome can only be used in a colloquial context. Something else you'll often hear is kotoshi mo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Kotoshi mo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. 今年もよろしくお願いします. If you learned how to introduce yourself in Japanese, then you probably know よろしくお願いします, which is sort of a magical expression that is very difficult to literally translate. Let's break it down. So first we have 今年も, 今年も, 今年も. So the particle も is the addition marker. 今年 means this year. So also this year or this year too. お願いします means I'm asking or I'm requesting. So altogether it means something like I'm asking you to please take good care of myself this year as well. But socially, I would translate it to looking forward to pursuing our good relationship. But in the end, it's just a formality, so just learn it and use it as it is. To be less formal, again, with friends or people younger, you can crop it down to 今年もよろしく, 今年もよろしく, 今年もよろしく. And with people who are very close to you, you may even add the exclamation particle ね. 今年もよろしくね. 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 Okay, so let's recap what we saw today. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Before January 1st, we would say 良いお年をお迎えください. 良いお年をまた来年. After January 1st, you'll say 明けましておめでとうございます. Or 新年おめでとうございます. 明けおめ. 明けおめ. And you can continue with 今年もよろしくお願いします. Or in a more colloquial setting, 今年もよろしく. And with more complicity, 今年もよろしくね. That's it. I hope you'll be able to use these expressions with Japanese people. If this video was helpful, please let me know with a thumbs up and don't forget to share and subscribe to support this channel. じゃあ今日はここまでです。また来年。